Emanuele Ottolenghi is a senior fellow with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and he is with us from Washington with his insight on the Israeli election. Welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Good evening. So as we mentioned, Netanyahu's party won, not a sweeping win. What's your analysis of the results?
Well, with the fact in mind that these are still exit polls, the final results will be in tomorrow, and so there may be a swing of 1 or 2 seats in all directions. But it's clear that Netanyahu's gamble to expand his party list to include his right-wing ally, former Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman, did not yield the kind of results he was hoping, namely to create an unbeatable right-of-center bloc. Netanyahu may still lead the next coalition, but he will have to reach out to the center. And perhaps that's the theme of the last 15, 20 years in Israeli elections. Election after election, voters have returned seemingly contradictory results, but the bottom line is they do like oftentimes strong security conscious right-of-center leaders such as Netanyahu, Ariel Sharon before him, but they want them to lead a coalition that is more centrist, that includes left-of-center centrist parties, that is more moderate overall, and probably that is what Netanyahu will have to put together in coming days and weeks.
And does that then reflect what people are feeling towards domestic issues?
Well, you know, the paradox of these elections and perhaps of Israeli politics in recent years is that the security issues, certainly after the Arab Spring and with the looming threat of a nuclear Iran, are overarching and paramount, but there is very little disagreement in the country today, as there may have been 15, 20 years ago during the Oslo process, on the regional threats that the state is confronting. Mm-hmm. So paradoxically, domestic issues become more relevant, and there will be some contentiousness in the coalition forming process. But I think that Netanyahu will, as others have in the past, give in on socioeconomic issues to please centrist parties that are coming into the new parliament with these concerns in mind.
So Benjamin Netanyahu said today that preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons will be his first priority. What does this mean?
Well, it means, I think, a continuation and continuity in the policies of the previous government when it comes to Iran. This is not the first time that Netanyahu has pronounced these words. I think he made it abundantly clear where his mind is on Iran when he appeared before the General Assembly of the United Nations last September and showed a very graphic but compelling drawing of a bomb. I think that the government has been more cautious in its action than perhaps the rhetoric suggests, but certainly in terms of regional concerns, Iran remains the first priority, and this is something that Israeli parties of left, right, and center do not disagree on. So on this theme, I don't think Netanyahu will have a problem finding allies.
And can I get a few quick final thoughts from you, please, on Israel's relationship with Washington now that we have seen both leaders reelected?
Well, again, I think that, on the premise that Netanyahu will eventually form a coalition, of course, you have two leaders who have not sort of shined through in the last 4 years in terms of the reported friendliness in their personal relations. But despite this fact, and despite this fact that these two leaders are stuck with each other for the next 4 years, I think that the strength of the relation between the two countries transcends the possible bickering between the two individuals, and that's what matters.
Emanuele Ottolenghi, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.